Hey, what's going on with you, family? Torsen Tease guitars, man. A little tired, but what's the verdict, huh? Let me tell you, man. So a lot of you guys have already gotten the guitars. Out of 96 orders that I placed or put up on Facebook, I think it was on the 10th or the 11th. We've shipped out 90 of those guitars so far, and I've been setting up guitars. Jesus Christ, man! It seems like around the clock, but about 15, 16 hours a day. I've managed to get string poke holes in every one of my fingers, man. I don't know how I did it, but every one of them. And I don't think I got one in this thumb yet, but other than that, it's a 9 out of 10. I'll believe me, I got more guitars, and we've taken more orders after the 96. Obviously, after the 11th, we've gotten a lot of more pre-orders and things like that. So we'll be setting up those guitars here shortly. Not a big deal. We just keep knocking them out, man, and things are going good. So what's the verdict? The verdict is so far amazing, astounding, astonishing. This thing feels better than anything I've ever put in my hands. Holy crow. Wow, look at the color of this. The pictures on the website don't do it justice. The playability of this guitar is better than any other guitar I've ever had. It's beautiful. That's not me. This is the feedback I'm getting. Okay, this is the feedback I'm getting. You guys know a couple of years ago we had the SS1 guitars. By the way, I said that the first time I picked up that guitar on another video. I picked up the guitar, I played it, and I was like, man, I love this guitar. This is a nice ass guitar, and it is a nice ass guitar. It's my favorite guitar that I've ever had. That's how easy these things play. They just play, they sound, they feel, they look. Everything about the guitar is just perfect. I mean, they're China guitars, so every once in a while you get a little this or a little of that. But as far as playability, tonality, it's just overall, it's a fantastic machine, and it is a machine. It's like everything is just really good on these guitars. We've had a few defects, and that's to be expected. That happens with every run. A few years back, we had a run of SS1 guitars, and when we got those guitars in, I picked them up and I played it, and I wanted to like it. I really did, but I didn't like it, and so I didn't sell it. And we ate it on those guitars, but that just shows you the integrity that I'm not going to send you something. And, well, more importantly, I went publicly and said these guitars are shit and I'm not selling them. Right? That's what I did, and we didn't. And so what finally ended up happening with those guitars, those $300 guitars, is I mean they were nice. They had really nice rosewood fretboards, locking tuners. Floyd Rose style, licensed by Floyd Rose Bridge, which that, by the way, was the problem with those guitars. They had 47 caps or 500 pots in them, 47 caps. It was just a really nice guitar. All right, but I didn't sell them, and I don't sell guitars that aren't what I really like. The ST1 came out June 10th. Right before that, I got the production samples in. I put one up. I opened it up on camera. I tuned it up, plugged it in, played it for you guys, and I said, "This is a really nice sounding guitar. It plays really well." My word means a lot to me, and hopefully that transpires into it meaning something to you guys too. I want you to know that. If a guitar's crap or a guitar's okay, I'll tell you it's a decent guitar. I'll say something like that. I don't do this to make a lot of money. If I did, I'd have a lot of money, and I don't. That's the bottom line. I do it because it's a journey in life for me that I've chosen, and I get to do this every day, and I enjoy doing it. A lot of you would say setting up 90 guitars in a week is a lot for one person, and it is a lot for one person. But I did it. I had 3 guys lined up to come in, and we were all going to do this, and for some reason, I don't know why, but things just fell through the cracks, and schedules and conflicts and things like that, family, health, other things came up, and it didn't happen. So I just said, all right, well, here we go, and the guitars come from the factory, not set up at all. Every one of them has to be set up, and so I set every one of them up, and that, it kind of is what it is. And then we got pro setups, and I have to change the saddle screws on all those, and condition the necks, and lube the nuts, and and all that good stuff. Change strings out, set all the intonation on all the guitars and stuff. It's a lot of work. It takes a minute. But I put in the time and I've knocked them out, and so they're on the way. Everything is on the way to you guys, excluding the 6, which I'll knock out tomorrow, and then I'll start catching up on the rest of the orders. I'll catch up on some of those tomorrow as well. So don't worry, they're on the way. That guitar has been played by over 40 professionals, both here at my house and my shop and at Andy's place. And we haven't had one person, and these guys are straight shooters. They'll tell you, it's all right, whatever, it's a guitar. Not one of them hasn't spit on these guitars, like drooled all over them. They really like these guitars. They're pro. It's pro gear. It's not. This isn't a toy guitar. This is pro gear. The emails, the text messages, the phone calls, the web chats, the instant messages on Facebook, the instant messages on Instagram. Every single person who has one of these guitars and has put it in their hand that has reached out to me has had absolutely nothing but raving comments about it. I mean raving comments about it, not just, thanks man, it's a good guitar. Nothing like that, it's crazy. The colors, the people that you see doing the reviews, when they take them out of the box, you see the look on their faces and the shock and the awe. The pictures on the website they don't do it justice. The guitars they really are that pretty. Okay, again, they're China-made guitars, but they do a fantastic job. They really do. It's a good-looking guitar. It's beautiful. It's hard to say a Tele's beautiful. I was going to make a video on Tele's, why are they so ugly, but I got to tell you, as I get older, it's kind of like the girl next door growing up. You didn't want to mess with her when you were a kid, and she grew up and she's looking pretty good now. And the ones that were beautiful, well, we all know that story. But anyway, that's what a Tele is, and once you pick one up and you play one, it's just different than a Strat. It's a lot different. I don't even want to get into all that. That's a whole nother topic. But playing a Telecaster it's a very enjoyable thing. You have to work a little bit because you've only got 2 pickups as opposed to 3. But I believe that even though it's only got 2 pickups, using the tone knob, rolling the tone knobs back into volume, and using the coil split and everything else like that, you actually get a wider range of tones than you get out of a Strat. And I know there's just diehard Strat guys that are going to jump up and down and say, you're an idiot, whatever. Okay, it's I guess it's all perception. It's all personal to me, the way that it makes me feel. But when I picked that guitar up in the first video, when I kind of unboxed it, whatever, the first one, I said that's a really nice guitar, and I stand by that. That's a really nice guitar. So if you didn't get a pro setup on your guitar, I'm hoping that people who didn't get a pro setup do their own setups. And that's why they didn't get one. If you're kind of a beginner or a novice or a home hobbyist and you didn't get a pro setup, you're going to be pleased with the guitar. But if you want to be wowed by the guitar, take it to your local shop and have it set up to your preferences. I can tell you that those guitars run real good with 10s on them. 9s are great too, but I'm just telling you, for me, this is just Torsten talking to all of you. On that guitar, I prefer the 10s on it, and I played every single guitar that I set up, I've taken for a spin, and I walked the fingerboard. So you're going to see some more reviews coming up. One of them is very interesting. There's a guy out of Canada. His name's J-Man. He's got a channel, and he's a picker. He's a chicken picker, and he's been after me for one of my Teles for the last, I don't know, probably year now. And I keep telling him, I'm like, yeah, man, I want to get one out to you, but wait for the next one. It's going to be better, and then we'll forget to talk. And then as soon as he talks, he'll send me hey, what's going on with the Tele? I'm like, yeah, man, I'll get you one out, but you might want to wait for the next one. It's better. Well, he finally cornered me, and so I sent one out. I guess his maybe brother-in-law or one of his relatives is going to drive up from Connecticut. So I shipped him a guitar out to Connecticut. I shipped him a B-stock guitar. It had a little piece of dirt under the paint in the finish that I couldn't touch up. I couldn't buff out. I couldn't get out, and it was just, it's there. It's a pinhead, but I noticed it and I was like, we'll B-stock this. And I said, do you mind that? He goes, no, not at all. Send it. So I sent it, and I didn't do a pro setup or anything like that. I just tuned it up and leveled everything. Do what I normally do on a regular setup. And so he said, oh man, yeah, my brother, I can't wait to get it. And by the way, I'm going to do a review on it. I was like, okay, that's cool. You know, I was kind of looking forward to that. And he goes, no, I'm going to do a different kind of review. And this is after I shipped the guitar, right? And he said, he goes, I'm going to take it on stage. I'm going to unbox it, and then I'm going to gig it that night. That's August 30th, right? And I'm like, are you now? Shit. I was like, why didn't you tell me beforehand? You know, you're going to do it that way. And so I'm confident in our guitars. I mean, that could really go really bad, right? It could, but it won't. You know, it won't. I mean, I set up all the guitars, the pro setup or not. They're all set up. They're all playable, and it ships out. He's going to be able to draw some of that twang that people tell me all the time that these guitars are incapable of doing. I'm here to tell you that there's again like 40 people come by, play these guitars, and some of them are chicken pickers, and you can get all the twang you want out of that guitar. I'm telling you right now. I'm learning how to do it. I'm getting a little bit here and there. Chicken picking's a whole different story though. So anyways, I wanted to touch base with you guys, let you know that the rest of the guitars are going out. Everything else is in the air though, or on the ground I should say. UPS, we call it in the air, it's on the ground. They're in UPS trucks, all except for the 6 that were on the Facebook page. And the rest of those orders that came after that post on our Facebook page, those will be going out in the next couple of days. I'll get everything out, should get everything out for orders up until yesterday. I'm going to say by Sunday. Monday is my birthday. I'm going to be 61, so I'm taking that off. I'm just letting you guys know right now. If you want to say happy birthday to me, say it to me on the Facebook page. Don't call me or text me. Just on Monday. You call me and text me any other time, but just Monday I want to relax, man. I've been working hard, 14, 16 hours every single night and day, putting these guitars together for you guys. And I'm happy to say that I enjoy doing that, and it's a lot of fun, and it is. It's a lot of fun. I just crank the music, get the coffee pot going, and just one after another, one after another. And it's a nonstop deal, which I love. Our little company's it's taken off, and that's all to you guys. This is all grassroots. We've spent no money on advertising whatsoever. So your word of mouth is what's important, and so in order for you to give good word of mouth, I've got to provide you with an exemplary product. This new SBH E-Series is an exemplary product, and I'm proud to say that it's the best guitar that Tease Guitars has ever made, and it's going to be hard to beat. We're going to have to come out with a different style of guitar in order to beat that guitar for what that guitar does with the versatility of it. It's every man's guitar or woman's guitar. It's that versatile. You can play any genre of music with it, from slasher, thrasher, heavy metal to folk, and everything in between: classic rock, punk, jazz, blues, rock, all of it. It'll carry you home, man. Really nice guitar. Pleased with the accolades. Please keep them coming. It feeds my ego, and I need ego feeding. I always do. But more importantly, it's a reminder on why I do what I do. And so for that, I do definitely want to say thank you. And as always, family, we'll see you next time. Rock on. Peace, man.